Now we're going to build the chute that the food comes out of from the SMARTA machine. And here's the 4 pieces that make up the chute. If you had the acrylic cut, you'll have these 4 small pieces. And just to show you roughly how it goes, this is the bottom of the chute. This is that side, this side. I'll explain what that notch is about in a second. And this is going to go at an angle here in the middle. I'm just going to kind of roughly show you here. And this is what the chute's going to look like when it's fully assembled. And we're just going to stick this inside the machine so that when a raisin or whatever kind of food your animals use is dropped, it rolls down this and comes out the front of the machine. Okay, so we're going to build this by gluing these together with acrylic glue. You can use, whatever brand you like. This one has worked pretty well for me. I wish it was a little bit thicker. This one kind of runs and gets places that I don't want it to be, but it does the job. So if you're not sure what to get, you could get this one and it would be fine. Alright, to make our lives easier, we're actually going to tape things in place because this has to dry overnight. So rather than kind of precariously leaving this, we want to tape it the way that we want it to be. So it's going to tape a piece, tape this side like this. See what I'm doing here? Just going to tape it just like so. So it will stay put later on once it's drying. Just taping the side on basically. And we'll tape the side with the notch on, exactly the same, just on the other side. It's important where this notch goes. So the notch needs to go facing, that way. The reason that the notch is there is because when the conveyor belt moves and the food cups go by, so actually I can demonstrate with this conveyor belt here. The conveyor belt is going to be situated above this chute like this. So you can see this conveyor belt here. Close this up. So it's going to spin, and there's no food cups on it yet, but you can imagine there's food cups spinning here and then rotating down beneath. They're going to drop their food in the chute here, but the cups, depending on how big of a cup you put on there, they could hit the corner, and so that's why this side has a little notch cut out of it. So make sure that that notch is on the side that has your conveyor belt, so just like this. Alright, so you put those 2 pieces of tape, just like I've done there. And the nice thing about doing it this way is actually it unfolds like that, and that's how we're going to be able to put the glue in there. And then the middle part, which is really the actual chute, like the ramp that the food rolls down, it basically goes like this. It goes like at an angle, and it sticks out a little bit. It intentionally sticks out a little bit because you want a little lip of that chute to stick out of the front of the machine for the food to roll out of. And you want it to look pretty much just like this. So you have to kind of eyeball it a little bit. It doesn't have to be mathematically correct, but you want it to go kind of like diagonally down the middle and then just stick out a little bit. So pretty much just like I have here. And again, I'm going to put a piece of tape like so to hold it while it dries. So I'm just going to fold this a little bit, get it creased. And I'm just going to stick it in here. Oh, this is kind of tricky. This is the hardest part, honestly, is getting the chute lined up. Because unlike the sides, it doesn't really have anything to sit on. Alright, just going to get it like this. And just need to kind of get a little bit of tape stuck on it. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just going to hold it while it's drying. Okay, and I think, let's do one last check. That things look pretty well lined up here. Yeah, okay, so everything's taped right. So now that I've taped these, here you see I just unfold it like that, okay? This is going to make your life so much easier because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put glue here, glue on the sides of the chute, and then we're going to fold it up like a piece of origami. We're going to do this, and this, and this, and we're going to just do that and put it somewhere safe to dry overnight, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to unfold it the way we just did there. Alright, open up our glue, and like I said, this glue is a little runnier than I'd like, and so often it will immediately start running out. Yeah, there we go. That's why we have the paper towel here. So I'm just going to let it do its thing. It's got a little pressure in there for whatever reason. Let some of that initial glue come out. Kind of a pain in the butt, honestly. Alright, now just going to run it along the edges that need to be joined together, the ones I pointed out. If you get a few strands of this on there, don't worry about it really. It's not the end of the world. You do have to use acrylic glue though. acrylic glue actually melts the acrylic a little bit so that it welds together. If you were to use something like super glue, it might temporarily hold, but it's not going to hold in the long term. So use acrylic glue and you'll get a really, really good permanent bond on your chute. Okay, so got it on all my edges. I'm going to close my glue so it doesn't ooze all over the place. And I'm going to fold it up just like I was showing you in the dry run earlier. Okay, so I'm going to fold all these sides up like so. Make sure that that middle ramp is going like diagonal down through the middle, just like that, sticking out a little bit. And that's it. I'm just going to put it on a shelf overnight, and I will have a finished chute in the morning.